Hi, this is Rockin' Robin, and today we are talking about flea markets. You are on Rockin' Robin's Garage Sale Finds, where we talk about all things related to reselling, whether it's online or at the flea market. Today, it's all about the flea markets. Do you do flea markets? Well, this is about the top items to sell in 2021 at the flea market. Every year, things are changing. And this year we have a bunch of new items to tell you about that you should sell, because there's a lot of things on this list that maybe last year I told you not to sell or to sell, and it's changed. So you better keep watching. Now, I want you to know we do sell on eBay. We do sell on Mercari. We do sell on Poshmark. We sell on Facebook Marketplace. And yes, we sell at the flea market. And we've been doing this for over 20 years. We come out with videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays that are designed to help you make more money. Now, you stay with us. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about some of the best, 10 of the best items you can sell at the flea market in 2021. Maybe 2022 too. So you stay with us. It's time to talk the top 10. Now, I'm not going to give you these in any particular order, because some may be best somewhere, some may be best somewhere else. It depends a lot. A lot of this depends on where you live. If you live in a certain area and certain things sell, you know what they sell. Leave a comment and say, this is what sells in Alaska. I don't know, wherever it is you live, and let me know. Now, I am in Florida, so you need to know that, because everybody's different and different things sell. Now, I'm going to say number one on my list. Now, this is something I could not sell in Connecticut, didn't sell for me at all. But I would say 30% of my sales are in clothes. I know, clothes. Now, what I do is I bring a rack, and I bring hangers, and I put items on hangers. Now, I sell adult women's clothes, I sell sports jerseys, and I sell vintage t-shirts. Those are the three particular items that I sell. Now, it doesn't have to be real vintage. It's not going to be the real valuable ones, but they could be graphic t-shirts like Superman, things like that that will sell. You don't want to sell a Hanes t-shirt. That's not going to sell. A Gildan t-shirt, something they can get every day. It has to be something original. Now, I don't buy them for a lot. And what I do is I have neighbors, and neighbors donate me a lot of items, so I sell that. I put up some of the items that I put on eBay and Poshmark that didn't sell. I'll bring those. Now, I don't normally buy clothes for more than $1 unless they are Tommy Bahamas, and then I would spend more. So I only sell them for $2, 3 for $5. But I would say 30% of my sales go for clothes, and a lot is donated. A lot of I get is for free. So it's a good thing to sell if you can get clothes cheap. And sometimes you can go to a tag sale and buy a bag of clothes for $10. That's a good thing, because you don't know what people want, and it's good to put a variety. Now, when I was in Connecticut, like I said, I didn't sell any clothes, so I can't say that your clothes are going to sell where you live. I'm just going to tell you I'm in Florida, and clothes do well. Now, the second thing on this list probably is number one, if I had to say the best item to sell, and that is record albums. Now, they want 80s and hard rock albums. I went recently, and I always have sold albums. I sold them in Connecticut, I sell them in Florida. And I cherry pick when I go, if I would go to a place and they had them, and I picked the best 80s and hard rocks I could find. And I usually wouldn't spend more than $1 each. Then I would go to the flea market and I would sell them $4, 3 for $10. Well, I did that last year, and then I got to a point where nobody was buying any of my records, so I didn't bring them this year. Well, I brought them recently, and I brought maybe 100. So within the first 10 minutes of opening, somebody bought $40 worth. I was selling them for $2 each, because they weren't the ones that anybody seemed to care about. They were things like Chicago, Styx. They weren't hard rock. They were just older rock. And I sold those, and then they kept selling throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, there was a dealer that has a booth. Well, not really booth. She has like a store. And I went into her and I said, I have 12 left over. I gave them for $10. I just wanted to get rid of them, because they were ones nobody seemed to care about, and I sold so many. And she took them, and I don't care what she sells them for, but I sold all my records. So now I'm looking to go, and I like to buy records in lots. If I can buy cherry pick and only have to pay $1 each, that's great. But if I can't cherry pick and then you buy the whole box, $20, $25, you're hoping to get at least 50 of them. That would be ideal. So vintage records. Now, if they're things like Beatles, you might want to look them up on eBay first to see if they're going for big money. You always got to look it up. I mean, I'm looking for Aerosmith, I'm looking for Leonard Skinner, AC/DC, Van Halen, a Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. I'm looking for things like that when I go, but other things will sell too. It just maybe not as much. But first, check them out on eBay, because if they're selling for $100 on eBay, you don't want to sell them for $2 at the flea market, because someone's picking it up so they can sell it on eBay for a lot more. So check them out first. If you have a whole bunch and you know what's really good, you might want to put a couple to the side and charge a little more, or maybe you won't get the $100 you would get on eBay, maybe you only get 80. But hey, you want to think about charging a little more for certain ones that are valuable. All right, and 45s don't do that good. So if you have 45s, maybe next year I'll be telling you 45s are in. But right now, 45s are not in, so it's harder to sell those. Number 3 on our list, vintage Pyrex and Fiesta. Now, I'm not doing that great with Fiesta this year. Last year, I sold a lot of Fiesta. When I was in Connecticut, Fiesta wear was huge. Here, it was last year. This year, I haven't had a lot of luck, but it could be just the pieces I have. Pyrex is still selling well, and other vintage glass from the 50s is selling well. But don't bring yourself a whole bunch of glass. Don't go in your cupboard to start bringing glasses and other dishware. Dishware is not a big seller. Casserole dishes, things like that, not a big seller. Look some of them up if you think that they're worth something, and if they're Pyrex, maybe you want to look them up. But I wouldn't bring a lot of glass to the flea market. I would be very specific what I bring if I'm going to bring it. Put it in a box. Make sure you mark it glass, because they break easily. That's one reason I don't bring a lot of breakables, because I don't want to see all junk all over the place. Broken. Oh, I hate broken. All right, next, 4 on my list, toys. Old toys and new toys. I sell a lot of Legos. I sell action figures. I sell Skylanders. I sell model kits. Some new stuff, like you might find LOL Surprise, or you might find anything from Pokemon little figures. I sell a lot of those. But it could be older and it could be new. Now, board games do not sell. So if you've got board games, that's going to be hard. It's funny because I do a lot of Monopoly, and sometimes Monopoly, some strange and original ones will sell, but I usually sell them online. I don't have as much luck at the flea market selling board games. So I don't bring a lot of board games, but Barbies can sell, anything that kids like, and they don't have to be old. Some of them could be newer stuff, because kids like anything. And put them up towards the front so that it brings the kids in, and then the parents come and they have to look at everything else. So toys are a good thing to bring, and bring them up front. We have one guy at our flea market, he sells nothing but toys. He puts them all in bags and he sells all toys, and he seems to do very well. So toys are a good seller. Now, number 5 on my list. I might have told you last time, don't sell this because they're no good. Well, now I'm going to tell you, things have changed. Cards, baseball cards, Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, basketball cards, NBA cards. I have people come in and will say, you have basketball cards, and they're looking. You have NBA cards, you have football, you have this, hockey cards. And what I do is I will put a little area where I have those stuff. Now, I'm not going to fill a whole table with that. I'm just going to put some stuff, because it's not a ton of people who are looking for it, but there are definitely people who go there specifically for that. You put stuff in books, or you put stuff in a little pack, and they will sell. Now, if you go out to a garage sale, make sure you buy them cheap, because you're not going to get a ton of money, but you are going to make stuff on them. So if you have baseball and Pokemon cards and things like that, now is the time to sell them at the flea market. You've been holding on to them. I've been holding on to them since I was a kid. I'm kind of glad to get rid of them. My mother thought, oh, you're going to pay for your college education with these cards. Well, that didn't happen, but at least now I can get rid of them. Okay, number 6 on the list, men's items. I go to flea markets and I notice there's more men that flea market than women. I go and you gotta have a table with men's stuff. I'm talking like knives, lighters, belt buckles, little pins, maybe some little army stuff, anything, fishing, anything that men will buy. That's, if it's male oriented and that's the you need to have a table. You can't just have all little pretty glass and little things. You need to have a men's section, put it all together, a women's section, a toy section, all different items. I tend to have cases, and I'll put men's stuff in cases, and that's how they will sell. So I do pretty well. I'll just bring a case. If I find something new, I'll put it in there. I tend to go to a auction sometimes and buy little smalls. I haven't gone in a long time, but when I was in Connecticut, I'd buy a little thing, and maybe I get $10, and I get all these little things from men, little knives and little nail cutters and scissors and things, whatever. I'd put them in that box, and they would go. And now I have like 3 cases and 2 boxes full of stuff. But they do sell, so you need to have an area where you can sell some men's stuff, because they really will sell. All right, number 7, small furniture and garden supplies. Now I'm talking about small tables, maybe a patio set, a small little one, maybe there's 2 chairs and a table. I'm talking anything that people can carry. They want to be able to carry it out. They don't want to be stuck with it. I sell planters, and I sell little garden statues, the bigger the better, fountains, water fountains. You know, they got to be carryable. They can't be something that's 500 pounds, and how are they going to get it out of there? But something small that I consider small furniture. I put them up the front, and those are one of the first things that go every time, whatever small furniture I put. But it's got to be something considered small. It can't be heavy. Will go first. So you take a look at selling that, because you'll be very happy. I wish I just had those. I would be thrilled. Number 8. Before I do number 8, I want to tell you, if you like our channel, you like the things that we bring you, and we come out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with videos. So, because our point is to help you make more money. We have been doing this for 20 years, so we know more than we want to know. So, I want you to subscribe if you like the things we have. Give us a big thumbs up after you subscribe. Thumbs up means you like us, and we like that. We like to get those. I feel all happy when I get a whole bunch of likes. And then what you can do is, if you hit the bell, you see the little bell, and everybody says, oh, what's that little bell for? That means when we have a new video, we will notify you. It'll notify you and say, hey, they have a new video. This is what it's about. And you can watch. So that's always a good thing. So make sure you subscribe first, because that's most important. Now, what was I? Number 8? Okay. Number 8, video consoles and games. Now, I'm talking PS, PlayStation. I'm talking Nintendo Switch. Anything like that. Older ones are better, Atari, Genesis, the games and the videos. Now, you may want to look them up on eBay as well to see what they're worth. Buy them cheap. I don't spend more than $10 on a video console, because first off, you don't know if it works. You've got to test it. It's important for you to take the video console home and see if it works, because if it doesn't work, no one is interested. So that's the first test. Then, once you're sure it works, then you can sell it. Look it up on eBay. See if it's selling for 100 or if it's selling for 25. You want to know those things. You may not get the 100, like I said. You may get 75 or 80, but that's okay. At least you didn't sell it for 25. Somebody bought it from you and is reselling it on eBay for over 100. You gotta know these things. And the games, the same thing. The types of games. Certain games are worth more. I sometimes give you a bolo with certain games to look for. But you need to know what they're selling for. And the older systems, sometimes they sell for more money, sometimes they don't. You need to look for the games, you need to look for the systems. Those sell very well. Whenever I bring them, I sell them. I never bring those back home. They're always gone, at least the consoles. Not always the games, but the consoles. Number 9 is advertising collectibles like Coca-Cola, Budweiser, Miller. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this is probably one of the best secrets I can share with you. When people come into your booth, ask them what they're looking for. How do you know what advertising collectibles? Maybe nobody in your area collects Coke. Don't buy it. But if you go and 6 people say, oh, I'm looking for Coke stuff. Do you have anything with Coke on it? Then you know you need to go out there. You go tag selling, or to an auction, or wherever you get your inventory, and look for Coke items. They may say, oh, I'm looking for beer signs. Now you know, advertising beer signs, you got to find some of those. You may say, they could be anything, but you ask them what they're selling for. A lot of people are looking for advertising collectibles, but you don't know which ones to buy. It depends what flea market you go, what area of the country you live, and that will tell you what people are looking for. You don't want to just buy any old advertising collectible, and you don't want to spend a lot of money and nobody is interested. You have a bunch of these Coke signs and they were expensive, and there's not a single person who cares. You need to ask people. So I buy some if they're cheap, and then I will always ask people to come to the booth. Is there something in particular you're looking for? Maybe I have it out back. Can I help you? What are you looking for? And they'll tell me. I have a guy who collects coins. I don't have any coins. I have somebody who collects the first Sunday of the month. He comes, he wants Zippos. I have a Disney girl. I have people who I know specific things, what they want. So when I go tag sailing or anywhere, I'm looking for the stuff they want because I know they're going to buy. And that's how you know what's going to sell. You need to go there and you need to ask the customers, what is it you're looking for? And then find them. That is a big secret, and a lot of people don't tell you that. But that's how you know what to buy. All right, number 10. We're on our last one. This doesn't mean it's the best or the worst. Now, this is something that I have a hard time selling in Florida, but when I was in Connecticut, I sold a lot of it. Tools. Now, I'm talking, it could be anywhere from ladders, that's considered a tool, at least it is to me, trimmers, anything like that, electric screwdrivers, vintage Stanley Black & Decker items. Now, I love Stanley Black & Decker, and it's because I am originally from New Britain, Connecticut, and that's where they started, and I know everybody worked there, and I actually worked there for about a year. So it's good to know those types of things. So I know it's a good company, but if you're in an area that's been cold all year, and now all of a sudden flea market's open and people are buying, what are they looking for? Do they need to trim their grass? You don't want to bring a lawnmower, it's too big and heavy. You got to bring something small. But are they looking for hedge trimmers? Are they looking for garden things? I mean, you need to know when you're going to get tools what you need. Now, one of the reasons I think it's hard here in Florida is because it's summer like all year round. We have a little bit of winter, which you would call fall, but it's not that bad. And so tools, they need them. They keep buying them all the time. But in Connecticut, where I used to live, and a lot of other places, they only need them from time to time. They don't know what they did with them. They were broken. They didn't bother buying a new pair. All kinds of different things. So tools sell very well in many areas of the country. I know a guy who, when I was in Connecticut, all he did was buy tools. He had a trailer. He'd bring it to the auction, and he'd just fill it up with whatever tools they had. He was always the high bidder. And once in a while, he'd let me get something. And he would fill it up with tools, and he would bring it to the flea market, the whole trailer, each time. And he sold tools like crazy. He did a great job. So I would say tools. Like I said, in Florida, I don't sell them that well. I'm sure some people do. So those are our top 10 items. What do you think? Are they things that you can sell? Are they things that you have? Don't forget to bring items that you had up on eBay and you couldn't sell if you do eBay. Because I tell people, if you do eBay, you need to also do the flea markets. So if you do both, make sure you bring those as well. They're not on the list because that's a huge variety, and I'm not going to tell you to go out and specifically look for that. But these are the top 10. Now, don't do something crazy like go in your cabinet and bring a bunch of glasses and a bunch of stuff you don't need, because first off, it'll probably break unless you pack it properly. And if you pack it properly, it's going to take up a lot of room and it's not going to sell. Don't just bring junk you don't want. That's maybe for tag sales just outside your door that you could bring stuff, but not for a flea market, because you're going to be stuck with a lot of stuff. You need to bring stuff that's actually going to sell. Don't waste your time bringing stuff that no one wants. And, people don't realize that. They'll bring broken stuff. They'll bring tag sale stuff that's not going to sell. Don't waste your time. I also have other videos out on flea markets. I give you flea market tips. I give you flea market secrets. I give you all kinds of stuff when it comes to flea markets. I will show you. There are some videos that we do when we go to flea market, types of stuff we sell, types of different stuff people come and look at. And I will also show you what our tables look like. So look at that. And I'm going to do a live video from a flea market. So you absolutely have to watch that one. So that's coming up soon. So keep your eyes out. So I hope you liked everything. I hope what we did actually helped you make some money. What I want you to do right now is I want you to go to the flea market, see what they're selling, see how you can do. Go to your garage, find something. Is there something in there that you say, well, I can sell this and I really don't want it? Go to a tag sale, go to a thrift store, find something good. Put it up wherever you sell it. Put it up on eBay, put it up on Mercari, bring it to the flea market, make yourself some flea market boxes, and then you go make yourself some money. See you next week.